Hello YouTube, my name is Willie Lacalle. Welcome back to my channel. As you know, we've been restoring this pontoon boat. It's a Sun Tracker 24 foot. We've done a lot of work on it. Today is a pretty cool day because we're getting ready to fill up the lower unit with oil. We've done some rebuilding on the lower unit. Hopefully today I'm also going to finally get to start my boat. Rebuilt the carburetor, working on the seats. So I'll take you along here and show you what I'm doing as far as changing the oil. And I say changing the oil, I had to drain the oil. If you see the video where I rebuilt it and how I rebuilt it, you'll see that I did drain it, and it was full of water, and how much water came out of there. And well, here we go. What we're going to do is add oil to it, hopefully get her started today. So far what I've done is I've removed the lower plug and the two upper plugs. So I'm gonna add oil from the bottom up. That's usually how you do it. I'm gonna put the camera down and kind of let you watch what I do. Okay, here we go. Hopefully we got a good shot there. I've removed this bottom plug. It's magnetic, so if there's any pieces of metal in there, it's going to catch it. It's still kind of draining a little bit. You can see that old muddy looking, milkshakey looking oil coming out of there. I've removed the two plugs from the top. So I bought one of these little oil kits, and you kind of put it together and put it in the gear lube oil container quart, and then you start pumping and put it in there. Pretty straightforward. One thing that you do want to do is go from the bottom up, and that's mainly to keep the air out of it, and to keep from blowing your seals by trying to push it in, through the bottom. So it comes with this little adapter. I just tried putting it in, and I think I'm just going to take this part right here and screw it in, and we'll kind of go from there. So yeah, this is the one of the two last things I need to do before I try to start her. The next thing I have to do is put my fuel line on there. Rebuilt all the carburetors and done a lot of work to the motor. Rebuilt the the tilt trim assembly. Got that going. Alright, so we got this in place. We're going to start pumping. Let's pump the oil. See the nice green stuff coming out. And we're going to pump until we see oil coming out from them top holes. And that'll suffice. So pump in, pump in. I can't tell you exactly how much it holds, but it's not a full quart. How cool. So if you haven't seen the video where I've rebuilt it and what I found on it, this part right here is called the bearing carrier. And what I did was walk by the boat one day and find that these tabs on the bearing carrier were broken. I had no idea what had happened there, so I started to investigate and pull it apart, and before I got into it, I decided to drain it. And when I did, that's when I found all the oil and the water, mainly water, that was in there. And it became very obvious what the problem was. During one of the ice storms that we had here in North Texas, it froze, and instead of exploding or blowing out through here, which would have been the worst scenario, and probably what should have happened, it tried to throw this bearing carrier out The bolts are still in, so it broke it and bent both tabs. Broke both tabs. So, you know, $100 into that. Actually about $120, $130. I also decided to go ahead and rebuild the water pump. And, you know, all that's in the video. So, not this one, but if you look through my playlist on the pontoon boat, you'll see exactly everything we've done. You know, the journey we've taken so far. Cleaned this thing out, blew it out. Oh, there you go. There's our first little squirt of oil that came out right there. So, you know, we'll go. Oh, there's another one. Right on. So at this point, we're full. And that's exactly what we wanted. Just a kind of close-up look. You know, we pumped on the oil, put it in through the bottom, filled up. It's filled up the case. It's starting to drain out through there. This is at a higher level, so it won't drain out from there. Now we'll put the plugs back in. Hey, my crickets are calling. Isn't that cool? Let's go ahead and drain this out. Wipe this out. Put a plug in. Put our other plug in. Tighten them up. Okay, and now we're going to kind of have to work fast on this next one. Pull this out. As soon as we have it out, stick this in. And you expect a little bit of drainage to come out. Just be fast about it. There you go. A little bit that we lost there ain't going to hurt anybody or affect the price of tea in China or our gas prices in the U.S. All gone. Talking about gas prices, I got it's obvious I'm on a farm out here and I plant hay. I have a large International 1586 tractor with about a 100-gallon tank. Diesel's up to $5.50 around here right now, so you can do the math. That's a lot of doggone money just to start up a tractor and plow. So, anyway, there we go. That's the first step to getting her started. And actually the coolest part is, hey, there's my crickets again. They must really want me. So the coolest part about this is that this actually completes all the lower unit work that we've done by adding oil. You know, that finishes our lower unit. I haven't got around to it. I finished putting the lower unit in about a month ago or so. And man, I'm just excited about getting this thing started. So I'm going to stop this right now. We'll come back here in a little bit and put the fuel line on, and then we'll try to get her started. Also want to show off my little trim button that I put in back here. Man, that was, I think, $14, $15 used off of eBay. I've had this boat almost 20 years now, and I've had to hop up on top every time I wanted to move the motor up or down, and that was when the motor tilt trim system was working. You know, for a lot of that time it didn't work, and I wasn't about to spend $1,800, $1,500 to have it replaced or repaired. But you know, if you watch that video, you'll also see how I repaired it, and man, it was a piece of cake. Of course, just about everything's a piece of cake if you have a little bit of know-how to it. Okay, so we'll come back here in a little bit, get the fuel lines put on, get the boat pulled over to the area where hoses, put on the little earmuffs, and get after it. Man, I cannot wait to hear this thing start and run. All right, thank you, YouTube.